Once upon a time, in a land of endless sand and sky, there lived a woman named Sarah. She was known for her beauty, her strength, and her unwavering love for her husband, Abraham. But there was something missing, a deep longing in her heart. God had given them a promise, a child, a nation, descendants as numerous as the stars above. But years passed, decades even, and still, nothing. Sarah often stood outside her tent at night, gazing at the heavens. Had God forgotten her? One day, Sarah's world changed forever. "God has spoken to me," Abraham said. "We must leave our home and go to a land he will show us. No map, no destination, just a promise." Sarah could have refused. She could have let fear hold her back. But she didn't. She chose faith. So together, Abraham and Sarah left behind everything they knew, their family, their city, their comforts, and journeyed into the unknown. Would you have done the same? Years turned into decades. Sarah's hair turned silver, yet the promise remained unfulfilled. She had believed, she had trusted. But where was her child? One night, desperation whispered in her ear. "Take Hagar, my servant," she told Abraham. "Perhaps through her, we will have a child." And so, Ishmael was born. But instead of joy, there was tension, jealousy, pain. Sarah had tried to force God's promise into reality, but human plans can never replace divine timing. How often do we, in impatience, try to rush God's plan? One evening, 3 strangers arrived. They brought a message from God. "This time next year, Sarah will have a son," they said. Inside the tent, Sarah overheard and laughed, not out of joy, but out of disbelief. "A child? At my age?" she whispered, shaking her head. But God's word never fails. 1 year later, the laughter returned. This time it was laughter of joy. Sarah had a son. His name? Isaac, meaning laughter, because God had turned her sorrow into joy. She had doubted. She had waited. But in the end, God's promise had come to pass. Sarah's journey was one of faith, waiting, and fulfillment. But her story does not end with her. It continues through us. She reminds us that delays are not denials, that God's promises are unshakable, and that no matter how impossible things may seem, God is faithful. This is the month of Sarah, a time to reflect, to believe again, and to prepare for the laughter that is coming. How do we trust God's promises in uncertainty? How do we wait with faith when the answer seems delayed? How do we overcome doubt and walk in His perfect timing? Every woman has a Sarah story, a moment of waiting, a season of uncertainty, a dream that seems out of reach. But just as Sarah laughed again, so will you. Welcome to the month of Sarah. Join us at the WQEN Emerge Network as we delve into the story of Sarah, uncovering lessons of faith, perseverance, and God's perfect timing. The WQEN Emerge Network, women of strength and valor.